We are very excited about this next guest.
Yes, in her first ever live television interview. It's always a little bit scary. Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrice joins us now. Trust us here in This Morning. We are live from the Empire State Building, but we're unlucky with the weather, aren't we?
Good morning, Your Royal Highness. Thank you so much for joining us. You are on top of the Empire State Building. The weather doesn't look too great there, and you're there supporting your charity, Outward Bound. Can you tell us what's going on, Beatrice?
Good morning. It's so wonderful to be with you, and I absolutely promise I really am standing on the top of the Empire State Building in New York, even though the weather looks a little bit grey. I am here to kick off an amazing challenge which is called the Big Rappel. So I work very closely with an amazing organisation in the UK called the Outward Bound Trust. I've been involved with the organisation for a few years now, and this amazing challenge is a phenomenal collaboration between Outward Bound Trust, Outward Bound International and Outward Bound New York and all of our project partners to raise a little bit of awareness about what Outward Bound really stands for. And really the charity is here to think about what young people really need to thrive in life. And we've been working since the 1950s to think about collaboration, resilience, finding your true self, and we do this in various ways. But nothing better than really sort of taking that example of what the charity stands for and making some fantastic individuals, 25 to be exact, abseil from the top of the Empire State Building. This is the first time this challenge has happened, and it's phenomenal to be a partner of this.
Beatrice, I'm trying to figure out what's more terrifying, abseiling down with a view or into the abyss of fog. How are they all feeling this morning?
I've had a chance to catch up with some of the participants, and I think they're feeling really confident. They have a very rigorous safety team who have taken them through a couple of days of fantastic training, and I think for them, you know, they're really taking this into, you know, taking it in their stride. I think they would have loved for a bit more of a view. I think it's such a momentous day to kind of stand at the top, but, you know, it's still spectacular to do the project.
And it's a charity that means an awful lot to you and your family, of course, because your grandfather was involved in it way back in the 50s, wasn't he, Prince Philip?
Exactly. So it's one of the reasons why I'm so thrilled to be a part of the Outward Bound. You know, he studied under Kurt Hahn, who was the founder of the charity when he was at school at Gordonston, and really summing up what sort of he's really strived for throughout his legacy, founding, you know, not only the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, but also Outward Bound, really thinking about what young people need. And fascinatingly, even though this, you know, this charity's been around for such a long time, that legacy for young people is still the most important thing and at the very core of what Outward Bound really stands for. What do young people really need to thrive? And actually, you know, I've had a chance to meet some of the young people over the years of my work with the charity. And sometimes it's a case of, you know, they can come out of their comfort zones, they're taken on these amazing adventures, and in some stories, they're seeing stars for the very first time. Oh. And that really is what the charity is all about. It's taking those opportunities and giving them to young people.
And how high up are you at the moment, Beatrice? And would you fancy an abseil yourself?
Oh, goodness. So the wonderful thing about being involved with the charity is I've taken a whole charity approach to this one, and I'm really thrilled to support the participants. But no, I'm gonna let them do it today and cheer them on from the very top.
But today's the perfect day because you don't know how far up you are. It's one step.
I have no idea. No idea. But, you know, the Empire State Building is such an iconic building as well, so it's pretty wonderful to kind of feel the history. You know, it's been around since the 1930s, and, you know, so no better place to collaborate than on the top of a beautiful building like this.
Your mum took a big step into the unknown this year when she joined us on the sofa and presented part of the show. Did she enjoy herself?
She absolutely loves working with This Morning team. I think it's one of her favorite things to do. You know, she's such a phenomenal icon, and as a mum, she's been amazing, and she's been through so much, and her sense of sort of purpose and resilience really keeps me going. And she absolutely, I thought it was one of the most hilarious segments I've seen for a while. I watched it sort of half under the sofa and half sort of like, come on, Mum, you can do it. So it was a great day.
Beatrice, how is your mum? Can you give us an update on her?
She's doing really well, thank you, Josie. Yeah, you know, she's had a bumpy health scare last year, but no, all clear now. And I think at 64, she's thriving. She's been through so much, but I think really now she's sort of coming into her own. I think we're just reminded when any parent or individual has a sort of a health scenario, just really get the checks that you need to get, and as early as you possibly can. And I think both my sister and I are so proud of her for taking those steps to get those checks, and it really modelled our health sort of considerations on that. But we're really lucky in the UK to make sure that you can get those checks as best you can, and hopefully we can do as much as
And Beatrice,
be there to support each other when anyone goes through a healthcare scare.
That's been the message from all your family, because it's been a tough year for all of you, hasn't it, across the board? And it's interesting watching you all come together and supporting each other. It's been heavy going, I know.
And will you send
and there's nothing more important than family.
Yeah, we're all big fans of your mum here this morning, so will you send your mum our love?
It's beginning to look like a Spandau Ballet video at the moment with that fog coming in, Beatrice. We can barely see you. I mean, you're disappearing into it.
I know. I'm still here. Of course, I will send your mum, my mum, your best, and when I'm back in the UK, maybe we could do something together.
Oh yeah, we'd love that. We'd absolutely love that.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of New York. Is it your second favourite city to London?
Well, I had the opportunity to live here for a couple of years, so I've got some wonderful best friends, some fantastic kind of local haunts that I really enjoy. But New York for me, when I was figuring out my life and what I wanted to do, New York gave me a place to kind of have a job and just get on with it. So New York has always had such a special place for me, and and also for Mum as well. I mean, she came out here, started her charity, Chances for Children, back in the day. And so New York for us has always been a great city to spend some time in.
It's also, I mean, look, when you're a member of a high-profile family, as you are, going to somewhere like New York, particularly on a day like today where no one can see anyone, it must be lovely to live in relative anonymity over there when you're there for a while, right?
Yeah, and I came to New York for my job, to go and sit in an office and do the things that I've been really passionate about in technology and digital inclusion. And so these are one of the reasons why New York really kind of created that environment. And I learned a lot. I was quite young when I was here, so I was really excited to have that opportunity. But now very happy to be back in the UK with my family as well.
And do your children spend a little time there, Beatrice, as well with you?
My little ones are phenomenally excited about coming to travel, but my daughter is 2.5, and I haven't yet braved the international flight.
and how are they? And I suppose as a parent, you realise the importance of doing activities like this.
Yes, I'm as a parent, when I think about some of the opportunities that Outward Bound gives to young people, it even more just sort of gives them that sense of determination. Young people these days are having to go through so much with social media and with the debates around screen time, and actually we just need to make sure that there are places like Outward Bound, which are phenomenal, offer phenomenal programs to make sure that every child gets the best opportunities to think about confidence, resilience, and these sort of essential life skills that mean that any challenge that they can look at, we can give them and sort of a bit more support. And as I said, I've had a chance to meet some of the students that have been supported by Outward Bound, and even in New York, listening to the stories with Outward Bound schools, I'm just so inspired that something that has got such a phenomenal legacy is still relevant today, to make sure that young people have what they need to thrive.
Beatrice, I know you're not doing your first ab sale today, but you have done your first live television interview.
I cannot believe it's your first live. Yeah, you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Princess Beatrice.
You're very kind.
Oh, thank you for joining us. I still cannot believe this is your first live broadcast. You've been incredible.
Lots of love to all the family and everything they're going through at the moment. OK, take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. You're very kind.
Cheerio. All the
Take
best.
care. Bye, Beatrice. Bye-bye.